What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about some of the advantages as well as disadvantages of having one main best friend. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so to start off with the advantages, one of the main big advantages I think, and I'm just going to kind of refer this all to my best friend. So if he ever sees this, just know this is kind of directed at you, I guess. I don't know, in a way. I don't know, whatever. But anyways, you always have someone to do something with. Now, for me, I know personally, I'm going to say probably every Friday night for close to the past, like, literally 3 years, I've spent at my best friend's house. Like, literally every Friday, it's like we don't even have to ask. Like, you already know, we're just hanging out. You know what I mean? And that's an amazing thing. I mean, I've loved every second of that, and I wouldn't trade any of that for the world. And I mean, it's an amazing thing because you really get to grow close with that person, and that person is really someone you can talk to. After hanging out for, I'm going to say, 3 years on every Friday, and probably at least one or two other nights during the week, we've really gotten close. And I don't want to say like really like personal, like close, like I know like some really deep shit about him, and he knows some deep shit about me. Like, that's not really how our relationship is. We're more just friends. You know what I mean? Like, he's always been there for me, and I know that, and I've always been there for him, and I hope he knows that as well. But we've really never gotten talking on like a really personal or a really deep level, which I would love to do. But then at the same time, I'm like, would it like ruin the friendship we have now? Like, I don't know, and that's very, very difficult. And like I said, I'd love to get into that, but I just don't feel like that's where he would like it to go. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're both comfortable with where we're at now, and we're good with that. Another big advantage of this is you get really, really close to their family. Now, like I said, I've been over there the past 3 years, so yes, eventually in turn, I'm going to know their family pretty well. And he knows my family too, but most of the time when we hang out, we are at his house. So I guess I know his family probably a lot better than he will ever know mine, which I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's too an amazing thing to see as well, because my family was really never like super like close and well knit, whereas his family is more like that. So I get a good sense of what that's like and how I really want my family kind of to act in a similar way someday. His family's a very good example of what I, or my personal views of what I think a family should be like and act like. Now, another thing with that is, I guess, why, a big advantage is we have all the same interests. And when I mean like all, it's pretty much like the only thing we differ on is I like board sports more and he likes ball sports more. But either way, we both kind of intertwine and interweave. I like to play ball sports with him as well, and he will come snowboarding and stuff with me sometime. But the big thing is we have very similar interests. He loves football, I love football. He's really into music, and because of that, I'm really into music. We both play video games a lot together. Like, there's just so many different things that we just mesh on very well. And hanging out all the time, I noticed too, we pick up a lot of the same mannerisms, which is kind of weird, but at the same time, it's kind of expected. Like, if you hang out with somebody for 3 years, you're going to pick up some mannerisms from them, I guess. And I guess another big thing is each other's like ticks and different things that like sets them off, which can be good and bad, because I mean you can set them off if you want to piss them off. Like, I can just set off those ticks and just say a bunch of stuff that I know will get him pissed off, and he can do the same with me. Like, he knows just how to do that, which, like I said, is a good thing and also a bad thing. But like, say if we walk in a room together and there's somebody around that I know he doesn't like, you know what I mean? Like, I can just feel that vibe instantly come off, and I know exactly what he's thinking or how he's feeling. And that's a really, really awesome thing, but now I have to get into the disadvantages. And as I said before, we have a lot of the same mannerisms or traits, and I've definitely picked those up just with being around him, which, like I said, it can be a very good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. you know I know he has some traits, and I won't get into them specifically, but there are some traits that he has where I do not want to myself. And sometimes I find myself almost exuberating, or I don't know if that's the right word, or just showing those traits, and I'm like, no, like, what am I doing? Like, I need to use him as I guess a measurement for what I don't want to do instead of doing what he does. So, like I said, it can be good, but it can also be bad. And that is one of the ways it is bad, is you can pick up on their bad mannerisms or bad traits. And I guess another big disadvantage that I find in that is, I mean, I know I've said like for the past 3 years, I've only really spent time at his house. I'm not out meeting different people. That's something that I would love to do more. I would love to meet different people and just learn how to, I guess, converse better with other people. I've been so used to talking to him all the time that like when it's like somebody different, I almost don't know how to like interact right. It's like, is this okay? Like I know like our social context between me and him, that's completely okay, but I don't know, is this person going to take it normally? Am I coming off as normal to this person? You almost, in a way, I've almost became like desensitized because we talk about some pretty messed up stuff, and it's like whatever, like we don't care. And like if I ever get into that with other people, it's like I don't know how. Like, is this gonna rub you the wrong way? Like I'm not sure. So I guess like the big thing is like I don't get out and talk to other people much, which is something that I would love to do and love to get more into, is just meeting new people. And I guess with that is, it's kind of like, I'll just kind of explain this, but it's me and him and then like our small other group of friends. And that's great, and I love that. All his friends, I guess they're my friends too. They're all awesome people in their own ways, and they're all very unique. And like I said, I wouldn't trade them either for the world. But another thing that I've kind of lacked is getting a bigger circle of friends, and not so much just his friends, but my own friends. People that agree with, say, my personal values, maybe a little bit more than what mine and his values align with. You know, and I think that it's very good to have a best friend. I basically, I guess the conclusion of this is it's very good to have a best friend, but I also encourage you guys to have another group of friends or multiple other groups of friends that kind of accompany your every mood or accompany everything that you like and enjoy doing. That's the main lesson of today is, yes, have a best friend, but also try to extend your social circle. Try to get out more, do different things with different people, and just basically put yourself out there more. Give yourself more options. Give yourself more things where if something doesn't work out with him, oh, it's no big deal. Like I have like 20 other people I can hang out with. It's make yourself so you're very socially available to others. Hang out with different people, try new things, get new experiences in your life, because that is what helps you grow. I think that's all for today, though. Thank you.